We're talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars in assets that are about to be tokenized, digitized, and moved onto a new financial rail system. And the institutions making this happen? They're mentioning one specific blockchain over and over again. Not the one you might expect. This isn't just a game changer, it's a global financial overhaul. And at the heart of it all? Stellar Lumens XLM. If you've been sleeping on XLM, you're about to wake up. Because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. Welcome back, future-focused investors. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a force so powerful, so integral to the global financial system, that its move into blockchain is an absolute certainty. I'm talking about the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. Many of you might not even know who the DTCC is, but they are the principal record keeper for the entire U.S. financial market. We're talking about all publicly traded securities. They're responsible for settling trades, a process currently known as T+1 settlement, meaning transactions take 1 day to finalize. They are literally owned by the major banks and institutions, effectively, a silent DAO for the U.S. financial markets. And they manage over $100 trillion in assets. And here's their radical vision. They're determined that T+1 isn't good enough. They want real-time settlement on blockchain rails. They're looking to bring those $100 trillion in assets on-chain. The question isn't if they're doing it, but how, and on which blockchains? Today, we're going to reveal 1. The DTCC's $100 trillion mandate, why they must move these assets onto blockchain. 2. The patent bombshell, how a DTCC patent explicitly names Stellar Lumens XLM as a key player. 3. The website evidence. We'll dive into the DTCC's own official documents, showing just how many times Stellar and XLM are mentioned. 4. The clawback feature, why Stellar's unique capabilities make it indispensable for institutional adoption. And finally, why XLM isn't just a dark horse, it's the quiet giant poised for a breakout that will shock the crypto world. This is not just news, it's a blueprint for the future of finance. Let's dive in. So the DTCC, this $100 trillion financial behemoth, wants to bring everything onto blockchain. But which blockchains? The crypto space is crowded. Will it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or some obscure chain you've never heard of? Common sense tells us there won't be one chain to rule them all. Just like the internet is built on many different protocols, this new financial internet will also use multiple networks. Some will be more dominant than others. But here's the crucial part. When the DTCC talks about this monumental shift, about tokenizing assets and moving them onto these new blockchain rails, they specifically mention one distributed ledger a shocking number of times. A distributed ledger that many have overlooked. What is it? Why this specific network? And what does their repeated mention tell us about their absolute intent to implement this very blockchain to bring those financial institutions that own DTCC onto the on-chain world? The answer will redefine your understanding of XLM. Okay, let's get into the hard evidence. We're going back to a patent filed by none other than George Daniel Dona himself, a key figure at the DTCC. This isn't speculation, this is an official document from the heart of the financial system. And within this patent, Stellar Lumens blockchain is mentioned not just once, but on multiple occasions. It's even included in the infographic diagrams. You can see here, it clearly shows Stellar as a core component. The patent specifically demonstrates transactions flowing between XLM and XRP. This isn't just a passing reference, it's an integral part of their proposed system for moving assets. One section explicitly states, in this example, the specific transaction is transferred ABC token from a user A node on the Stellar distributed ledger system to user B on Ripple's DLT system. Think about that. The DTCC, the principal record keeper for the entire US financial market, is filing patents that directly implement Stellar for their cross-chain token transfers. This patent dates back to November 2024, a period when the market was rallying, and these plans were solidifying. This is concrete proof that Stellar was designed from its inception to enable this global financial overhaul. But the patent is just the beginning. The DTCC's own website tells an even more compelling story. If the patent got your attention, wait until you see their official website. When you dig into the DTCC's documents, their helpful terminology guides, their trading and settlement sections, it's like a treasure hunt, and Stellar is the prize. Why would one of the most powerful financial institutions in the world constantly mention a specific blockchain on its public-facing documents, unless it was deeply integrated into their plans? What does it mean when their official guides for tokenization platforms explicitly state they will initially support the Ethereum and Stellar blockchains and other blockchains as parties may mutually agree to in the future? Why Stellar as one of the two main contenders? And why do they even provide sample Stellar wallet syntax in their documentation? The breadcrumbs are everywhere, leading directly to XLM. Let's pull back the curtain on the DTCC's actual digital assets portal. This isn't some obscure document. These are their public-facing guides for the future of finance. Under tokenization platforms, they state, blockchain technology infrastructure through which services will provide the trust initially supporting the Ethereum and Stellar blockchains and other blockchains as parties may mutually agree to in the future. That's not a suggestion. That's a direct declaration of their initial support. Then, under helpful terminology, they provide sample Stellar wallet syntax. This means they're not just considering it, they're instructing institutions on how to interact with Stellar wallets. They even mention the need for an established trust line, a core feature of the Stellar network's token issuance. And it gets even better. In their token management section, they explicitly show Change Source Wallet Token XLM. This directly implements the XLM token into their operational instructions for managing tokenized assets. This confirms that the DTCC isn't just exploring Stellar. They are actively developing and deploying solutions that require the XLM token for core functionalities. This is precisely what Stellar was designed for from day one, enabling fast, cheap, cross-border value transfer for financial institutions. But there's a unique feature of Stellar that makes it almost indispensable for these massive regulated players. In the world of traditional finance, control and security are paramount. If there's an error, a fraudulent transaction, or a regulatory issue, institutions need the ability to reverse or reclaim assets. This is a massive hurdle for many public blockchains, where transactions are immutable. But what if I told you Stellar has a unique built-in feature, often misunderstood by the retail crypto community, that directly addresses this critical need for institutions? A feature that almost no other major blockchain possesses in the same way. This clawback feature is a game-changer for bringing regulated financial assets on-chain. It's what makes Stellar palatable, even essential, for the DTCC and other major players. What is this feature, and why is it so vital that it virtually guarantees Stellar's adoption for tokenized securities? The clawback feature is Stellar's secret weapon for institutional adoption. Unlike many blockchains where transactions, once confirmed, are truly irreversible, Stellar allows for specific pre-authorized clawback functionality for issued assets. Think of it like this. When a bank issues a stablecoin or tokenized security on Stellar, they can embed a rule that allows them, under very specific predefined legal circumstances, like fraud or error, to recall those tokens. This isn't about centralized control over the entire network, but about giving asset issuers the necessary tools to comply with real-world financial regulations. This is a paradigm shift. For institutions managing trillions of dollars, this feature isn't a nice-to-have, it's a non-negotiable requirement. It de-risks the transition to blockchain for them. It allows them to maintain the control and compliance standards they already operate under, but with the efficiency and transparency of a distributed ledger. This ability, combined with Stellar's speed, low transaction costs, and global reach, positions XLM as one of the few blockchains genuinely ready to handle regulated, institutional-grade assets. This is why you see Stellar mentioned repeatedly alongside Ethereum in DTCC documents, because both offer the extensibility and features necessary for financial giants. And it's why the demand for XLM itself is about to skyrocket. But there's an even bigger indicator that this is happening far faster than anyone anticipates. We've seen the patents. We've seen the website. We've seen the technical capabilities of Stellar. But how real is this? Is this just some theoretical experiment, years away? What if the DTCC themselves, the very architects of this multi-trillion-dollar shift, are telling us that production is not a distant dream, but literally around the corner? What does that mean for the timeline of XLM's integration into global finance? And how will this accelerate the demand for the XLM token itself? The answer will redefine your investment strategy, much sooner than any of you think. Production is literally around the corner. This isn't theoretical. This isn't a pilot program. This is the DTCC, the literal bedrock of the US financial system, telling us they are racing to bring $90 trillion worth of assets to production on blockchain. And remember, their documents repeatedly mention Stellar and Ethereum as the initial supported networks. This means that to interact with these tokenized assets, to move them, to manage them, institutions will need to interact with the underlying blockchains. And that, my friends, means direct, increasing demand for XLM. Their own capital market platform support states they support the Stellar and Ethereum networks, just these two for now. And they specifically mention, for Stellar-based trade wallet transfer 15 XLM to issue wallet. They even detail how an issue wallet has 15 XLM for the Stellar blockchain. This isn't just about the technology, it's about the demand for the token itself. Every institution, every entity that wants to issue or manage tokenized assets on the Stellar blockchain will need XLM. This is a fundamental regulatory-driven demand that dwarfs retail speculation. This is why XLM truly is the dark horse. For too long, Stellar Lumens XLM has been overshadowed. While Bitcoin captured headlines, and other altcoins chased hype, Stellar was quietly building the infrastructure for the future of finance. It was designed from its inception to do exactly what the DTCC is now demanding: facilitate global value transfer at the speed of information, like the internet itself. The writing is not just on the wall, it's explicitly laid out in patents and official documents from the most powerful financial institution in the US. They are bringing hundreds of trillions of dollars in assets on-chain, and Stellar Lumens is a primary confirmed rail for this monumental shift. When you have the DTCC, with its 96% market coverage and over $100 trillion under management, stating they're bringing these assets to production much sooner than you think, and explicitly integrating the XLM token into their systems, the implications are staggering. This isn't about short-term pumps. This is about XLM becoming a foundational layer in the global financial system. Its current market cap is simply not reflecting this reality. We're looking at a future where XLM demand is driven not by speculation, but by the sheer volume of institutional transactions moving across its network. The XLM charts are looking incredibly bullish right now, reflecting the market waking up to this reality. This isn't just a good investment, this is a historical opportunity to be early to a revolution. You've just gained foresight that 99% of the crypto community, and certainly the general public, completely misses. You now understand why Stellar Lumens XLM isn't just a cryptocurrency, but a critical piece of the future financial infrastructure. This is the power of deep fundamental research. But the revolution isn't limited to just one chain. Just as the DTCC mentions multiple blockchains for their on-chain future, there's another major player deeply embedded in the global financial system, poised to work alongside Stellar. If you want to truly maximize your position in this shifting landscape, your very next step is to understand the symbiotic relationship between XLM and another major player. That's why you absolutely must watch our next video, XRP and ISO 20022, the next global payments revolution. This deep dive will reveal how XRP is positioned to complement Stellar's role in this new era of finance. Click the card on your screen right now. If this video opened your eyes to the true power of XLM, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more exclusive insights into the coins that actually matter, and turn on the notification so you never miss a critical update. Your financial future depends on staying informed. Click that video, and let's secure our future together.